Welcome back to how not to build a Batmobile. Okay, here's part 3. We got this thing here. We've been working on it for the last week. And so I talked to the guy that made this shell. The guy that manufactured the actual body kit, it's a guy named Doug Hines of Gotham Cruisers. He says he outsourced the car to some other people that were going to build the thing. Now, I'm not sure what his role was as far as putting this body onto the chassis, which was an 83 Capri that's been stretched. But the people that bought it ripped out the original dash and had it redone, and that wasn't done very well. And then the next guy that bought it from them also had more things done to it. And over, people just keep rewiring the car. But I want to show you some things that I think that were done incorrectly, that I think that we're working on fixing now, that if you were building a Batmobile or a car, you probably wouldn't want to do. Let's take a look. Okay, so this body just kind of sits on top of the chassis. Now, if you look in here, like here, you see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can turn on a light. Okay, looking in here, do you see how this bracket, basically, they just put this pole here and glued it to the side of the body. Like, so basically all 4 corners have been just, I think I can get to it from over here looking at the gun. They just glued the body like liquid nails. See this thing right here? Look, I can grab this and... So basically, gravity is holding the car onto the frame. I'm not sure what other mounting points there are, but basically, they use liquid nails, and of course, driving it down the road, it just separated. Now, they've carefully placed the dash back in here, but let's pull this back out. That's all that's holding it in, nothing. And basically same here for this little firewall thing. There's one little screw that holds this in place. And let me see, nothing holding that in. Anyway, so the point here is that this is just fiberglass and wood protecting you from, well, nothing. This is a 2x4 that's used to channel the canopy. This steering wheel shaft has just simply been extended all the way to the end. Now, if you were to run into something, this is gonna go through you, through your chest, and then through the fuel tank that's behind you, which we've now covered up since the last video. This has no collapsibility or safety. There are no seatbelts in here either. This entire cabin is made of plywood, 1/2-inch plywood. If I come over here, you can kind of see under here. This is just a plywood box that they've made into a cabin, because this is not a car. They made a shell and tried to make that shell into a car, right? And so the problem with that is that I think you can see the problem with that. I'm gonna move this out of the way. But basically, you can grab the back of this thing and just lift it up. So we've got our chemical technician, Brian, he's using some high strength 3,000 pound epoxy to re-glue those things. But what we're considering doing here is, even though it wouldn't be accurate, we're thinking about drilling through into those panels and putting some rivets here. And the owner doesn't want to do that because of the aesthetics. But I'm like, dude, you know what's better than that is when the body doesn't fly off when you're going down the road. Because there's literally nothing holding this on. Like if I come over here, I can grab this. See? So the fact that it just weighs a couple thousand pounds of fiberglass and gravity, but a brisk wind would make you bat wing. So we've fixed, now why is this closed back here? Is there a reason to close this? Let's close it. So Jack, our technician, has rewired these air compressors so that they're working now. They were underwired. They had put 30 amp breakers on 40 amp units, and they had underwired it. We've rewired it so that they work from the switch. We have not fixed the propane and this stuff. We're not messing with that. I told them, just don't worry about it. We just need the air ride to work. So the air ride now works, and the engine runs great. There's nothing wrong with the engine. The engine's fantastic. It purrs like a kitten. The issue here is that the car related stuff. I mean, right now everything works. You can press the button, the car will start. You can open and close the canopy. These rams are working properly. You can raise and lower the car, and you can drive it. I think the big impression that I want to make onto people that are trying to do their own Batmobiles is that you cannot drive this car because it's not a car, it's a parade float. Think about a parade float. It's like covered in flowers, it goes 5 miles an hour. This is not a car. It doesn't have working windshield wipers, it doesn't have mirrors, the cameras. You can't rely on those things. That's why those aren't allowed to be used. You know, you can't fire machine guns. You know, they're just as loud as real machine guns. You can't be shooting machine guns. I got a guy in Las Vegas wanted one of these. He goes, I want the machine guns to work. Oh yeah, that'll be a great idea. Let's just go shoot machine guns across from the airport, across from Mandalay Bay. Nobody remembers when a guy shot up the place and killed 50 people. No. It'll be great. No, you can't shoot machine guns and fire flamethrowers out the back of the car. It's a pretty stupid idea. So basically, the deal is when you buy one of these cars, it's made not to drive, but to be looked at. You look at the car. That's what you do with the car. You look at it. I talked to a customer yesterday who was like, yeah, I want to buy one of these. I want to drive it from Jacksonville to Miami, 300 miles. I said, you're dopey. It's not going to work. You can't drive this thing. We drove it from downtown Dallas to here, and it was a scary experience. You can go about 55. Don't recommend it. I think you should keep it at lower. So this is what you do. You keep this thing parked and on display, and then maybe once in a year you do the Christmas parade or the St. Patrick's Day parade, like 3, 4 in the morning. You transport it real slow down there, then you drive it 5 miles an hour, and then you bring it back with like an escort. You need to route your trip exactly. Make sure there's no dips or anything that you're going to hit, and that's what you got to do. You got to plan your trip and then have chase vehicles in front of you and behind you. I'm going to straighten this wheel because on the other video I did where we showed it going down the road, a bunch of people kept talking about the front wheel looked funny. Okay, they go, well, for one thing, it's up in the air, so this isn't a good example. But I'm going to show you some of the issues with the wheels. So people were complaining that the wheel looks like it's too small for the archway, and maybe it is. But you see where this comes together. There's hardly any room, you know, for the wheel to move within there. Now, when you've got this thing lowered to the ground, it looks pretty cool. But look at the issue that we have here. When you raise the car up, the wheel's touching the fender. Basically, bad idea. When we get it back on the ground and you see it sitting in its natural habitat, it looks great, but you can't drive down the road in that mode. Because look how much travel that you've got between the front axle and the nose of this thing. There's like not really too many cars that have that much length up ahead. So basically when you see that video we showed of it going down the highway, this thing is like bouncing because of how long it is. It's as long as a limousine. It's 20 feet long, right? And if you notice from this angle, I don't know if you can tell, let me see if I zoom. Like notice how these fins kind of go out that way. See what I'm saying? It's interesting. It's, you know, it's great for a movie, but like in real life, it's a different thing. Okay, you're sad, you're depressed, you're saying, Bob, I wanted to have a Batmobile, I wanted to drive it. Wah. What's my solution? I'm over here crushing your dreams. Let me show you my solution. The C4 Corvette. I went and bought this yesterday. This is a 1986 convertible C4 Corvette. Check out the interior of this thing, bro. It's beautiful, dark gray, not quite black. Here's my vision. Think about it now. Go with me on this. This comes off, doors comes off. Don't have to cut the roof, that comes off. I can sell the top and leave all this intact. And we build it so that our Batmobile that we build for ourselves, that canopy is going to fit directly on top of this. So this would be your Batmobile interior and it would stay completely intact, right? Check out the high sills on this thing. That's your frame, right? You step down into that thing right there like that. Okay. Let me reach up under here. Where's the magic button? It's right under here somewhere. Where is it? I see the thing. I'm feeling around. It's right here. This thing's mint. Oh, I pulled the thing. Let me pull it again. There we go. Ah. Now, do not get the 84 if you can help it. That's the Crossfire. This one's the TPI fuel injection. Same one in my 88 GTI, I think. I would leave this entire engine and everything you see here right where it's at. I would not move it. Get rid of the windshield. Now, you can unbolt and remove this entire steering rack. We would just remove that, take it off, build an extending frame that would attach to the front of this with a whole new cradle up here in this area. Back behind here, after all this is removed, we unbolt this whole rear end and make a new frame and put it back here somewhere. All right? Then your canopy's sitting right here. Now, we would have to make a whole new dash that would come all the way out to here. Canopy would actually ride on a rail that would mount over this. Maybe mount it right to that intake and it would right there. And all this is going to be hollow. Your turbine that's going to go here will have a tunnel that'll feed into it with its own fan in the front that'll go right into that radiator. And now you've got yourself a completely stock Corvette with cruise control and air conditioning and power seats. It doesn't need to look like a Batmobile inside, and you can always modify this dash. But you've got a car with power steering, runs and drives great, cool digital dash, you know, overdrive. We can reuse these mirrors, these window switches. Make one for the canopy and one for the air ride. It'd be great, right? And you could gussy this up a little bit, make it a little bit more Batmanish. I mean, this thing is cherry, bro. It's like, you know, this is the deal. Reach my badass in here. Right? No problem. Cool digital dash. Get a new steering wheel with a Bat logo on it or something. Right? You can reutilize all the wiring. Got yourself a super safe, fun to drive car. But everything works. Look at this, you got. We even thought about the concept, if we really wanted to, we could mount those onto the fenders and put real headlights on the car. Because there's really not headlights. And quite frankly, we could reuse the Corvette. This is, I don't know if I can do this with one hand, hold on. I can't. Okay, sorry. Check out, you know, the driving lights. Those look pretty close to the front Batmobile lights anyway. Right? But imagine if people would, I'm sure the purists hate this, but imagine we cut a hole just like that and reuse these in the front of the car. So imagine if you will. Imagine, people would hate it, but if you, right up in this area, you could put those Corvette headlights right up in here, they would fit, and you'd have actual headlights on the car. And it'd look goofy in operation, but you'd be able to drive it with headlights. There's no headlights on this car. There's just some little fog lights down there. How are you gonna drive this thing at night? It's got no turn signals, no side markers. Come on. You can't drive this thing at night. Give me a break. How's it going down there? You sniffing glue?
Yes. Technically he is, Jack.
Yes.
I have the solution.
The solution is more goop.
Don't get that on your hands.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine.
No. You got to get that off your hands. You got to be wearing gloves. You can't get that on your hands.
We couldn't find
You
any
need to go
gloves.
wash that off right now.
We couldn't find any gloves.
I have a case of gloves.
Well, we couldn't
Go
find
wash that right now.
They're all the way on the other side of the shop. And my...
Don't fuck around. Wash that stuff off your hand right now.
Give me a rag. I'm going to wipe most of it.
Now you're gonna ruin a rag.
This is...
Oh, okay.
I don't
You can't get that on your fingers.
I don't
man.
use microfiber.
You need to go scrub that off right now.
I
Go
got
wear.
some on my hand
Get some
accidentally.
gloves.
I got it on my hand accidentally, and I was like, it's already there. Might as well.
Wear your
put it
safety
on.
glasses. OSHA may be watching. Jesus Christ. All right, so first of all, guys, don't be calling me and emailing me, asking me how much is a Batmobile. Can I send you my Batmobile? Will you fix my Batmobile? I want to buy. I'm not interested. Don't contact me. I'm not fixing your Batmobile. I'm not building you a Batmobile. Cut it out. This is my project. So, the one that's in the video here, the Hoopty Box, that's gonna be a car for somebody who, you know, wants to display the car. It looks great. Put it in your museum, right? Have it on display. And it runs and drives great. You wanna fire it up and take it to the parade, whatever, but you can't drive it to work. All the stuff I showed you, all the problems I showed you aren't a problem or an issue as long as you're just using it for display, okay? And maybe you take it to the parade, you know, but you can't just drive it around. And so the problem is these people out there are like, oh, I wanna buy this car. I'm like, I'm gonna drive it to work. Or I'm gonna, you know, I wanna go on a road trip in the Batmobile. You can't do that, it's not gonna work. And really you can't do that with any movie car, not the Time Machine, you know, maybe Knight Rider, maybe, you know, regular cars, you know, like a A-Team van or Starsky and Hutch. But these aren't regular cars. That's not a car. That being said, as much as I've crapped all over this car, if you want to buy that car, the guy that has it wants to sell it. He was originally wanting like $150 for the car. I think he'd probably take $125 for it. I can't speak for him. But listen, if you're interested in buying the car, I have the car right here in Dallas. Here's the deal. If you wanted to buy one, there's like a 2-year waiting list. So part of the story that I understand with the car is kind of crazy, right? The people that ordered the car in 2017, they didn't get it till about 2019, I want to say. It's kind of windy out here. And then when they got it, they ripped out the original dash and put a different dash in it. And they spent probably $20,000 working on it. And then this guy bought it and he spent about $20,000 into it. And so collectively, everybody has probably put $200,000 into this thing. And the reason there's problems is because people keep trying to make it into their daily commuter car when all it should be is a display car. So if you have a car collection and you want a cool Batmobile like this just to have laying around your you know, then this is for you. So contact me if you want to buy the car. It's in Dallas, Texas. And all the things I just showed you, we are fixing. We have fixed the air ride suspension. We're fixing the body mount issues. We have rewired all the things. We re-welded the gas tank. You know, we're not going to mess with these propane guns. I'm not interested in that. So the guns don't fire. The flamethrower doesn't flamethrow. But it runs and drives. I don't think all of the cameras are working properly. We've got Cole over there charging the air conditioning. So, you know, that way you can at least do a parade with it. So if you're interested in the car, there's that. As far as my C4 Batmobile concept, if any of you have ever worked with a custom C4 and you've debodied one and stretched it before, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Send me a personal message. I'd like to know more about your experience doing that. If you are in the Dallas area and you know anything about these kind of cars and this kind of hot rods and you want to help us with this project, we're always looking for help. We need people to help us with the frame stretching, with the air ride suspension, all these different things. Now the guy Doug that makes the bodies, he charges like 10 grand or something for a raw pull. It's in a very, very virgin form. And it's about a 6 to 8 month to a year wait per pull. So it's gonna take us a while for that. In the meantime, I've got a cool convertible Corvette to drive around in. And I think it's gonna be fun. We definitely are gonna have one of these, and we're definitely gonna eventually have one at our Las Vegas attraction. I'll be going back to Vegas this week. And I will be in the Los Angeles area in the middle of May. We're gonna be at the Cruel World Festival appearing there on May 14th in Pasadena. And we'll be doing some other stuff in LA and the LA area. So mention in the comments if there's anything cool you think I should come check out. We probably will go check this car out that's sitting at the Peterson Museum and say hello to the DeLorean time machine that's there. Otherwise, look for more updates on this thing if we do anything else to it. And but I think this might be it for this car. We're gonna get back to the other projects we're doing. We're finishing up DeLorean time machine number 43. That'll be going to the Barrett-Jackson this summer, June, Las Vegas. Thanks for tuning in on Videobob. Catch you on the next show. Okay, we got the thing back together. It's sitting on its wheels, lowered all the way down. We probably need to bring it up a little bit. It's lowered all the way down, but this is what it looks like when it's lowered all the way down. I wanted to show what this wheel looks like, lowered all the way down. Let's see if I can get it from the other side. It's so big, it's hard to get a side view of it. But that's it all the way lowered. Do you know how to operate the air? I think it's the first top two. The first one should be the back, I think. Oh, that's the front. Too far. There we go. So lower the front down. All right, right there. That's good. All right, did you do the back?
Yeah.
So yeah, the air's working there. That's about right. That's like right in the hole. I think maybe that's about right. Maybe a tad down. I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to drive in this position because here's the thing. If you were on a perfectly flat floor, that'd be fine. But if you hit a bump, like how much travel is that thing gonna bounce? You know what I mean? So that's why when we were driving it, we had it up all the way. The air compressors are working. So just for fun, I'm gonna put it up all the way. Just to show you what it looks like. That's up all the way, okay. Goofy. So that's up all the way for loading purposes. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna look goofy. But that'll get you, what is that? That's not quite 12 inches. What do you think? You got a tape measure over there? I wanna see what's the maximum height in the front of his nose. I thought we had a tape measure.
No, he took it back to the other side.
Son of a bitch.
Shall I go retrieve one?
It's like, well, it's as big as my foot. So I'd say it's at least 12 inches. Whip it out, Jack.
When your Batmobile says, give me 12 inches and hurt me.
Yeah. I could use my weenie, but I'd have to fold it in half. So there's a switch under here that operates, right there, that operates this canopy. Isn't that something? And then the other one operates the hood. So let's put this down. Is the air conditioner on? I think it's blowing. Here, let's start this on this. Let's get in here. Ooh, press and hold. Ow. I think that air conditioner's pissing it off. We probably should open the door pretty soon. Let's lower it back down. Oh, a little more. Okay. Oh yeah. We reach up under here and close the canopy. Now, how well is that hood working?
We replace that filter element.
Oh yeah. So the hood's, there we go. Oh, that's very good. Nice. Get the smelly in here. Damn, I want to jump in it and go for a ride. This thing's gonna kill us any minute. I just want to see if it's gonna get cold. top is working much better now. It's following the track properly. Goddamn, there's cold air in there. It's cold in there. Holy shit. That is cold air coming. It has air conditioning. So much better now. You know, wiped down and cleaned up. It looks badass. Here, come here and hold this camera. We're still recording. Keep your finger out of it.
Rachel says on the way now.
Yeah.
Not the most dignified scene. I'm Batman. Oh, you didn't take the stairwell out. That's why it's hard to get in, remember?
It's hard to get in because I'm old and fat.
And you're 6 what?
Dude, that air conditioner is badass. Camera. So yeah, man, we could just... Nice. It's ready to rock.
It's so big it won't fit all the way in frame.
Only the left one works. The right one's got a burned out motor. We gotta fix it. I don't know if this will go back anymore. As far as it'll go. There's quite a bit of an air gap in there. Here, look at that. Record this here. I'm gonna close this canopy.
Oh, it's cold in there.
Dude, it's ice cold in here. Open the back door. So this is the thing. That's as far down as it goes. There's quite a bit of an air gap. There's no way to waterproof any of this. Oh, you know what? That other hose is just hanging. That hose is not connected. It's just blowing on the floor. And this isn't connected either. So we got to fix that. We're going to fix that right now. But yeah. Wow, man. This is awesome. But it's ready to drive right now. It's ready to rock and roll. If this is... I know I talked all kinds of shit about the car, but if you want this as a display piece or a parade car, not to drive around, but just to do what I'm doing right now, get in touch with me. I can hook you up with the car. Because basically, the dude needs to sell it. We need to get it out of the shop. We're either going to put it in an auction or do something with it. So if you're interested in this car, hit me up. I'm the caretaker of it for the time being. But, oh wow, that's kind of interesting. There's this rear camera. We got to get that figured out. So, anyway. Pretty gosh darn cool, man. This is pretty awesome. I'm going to open this canopy again. Here's the controls for that. See how these rams work. I just realized this vent hose is laying on the ground over here. Also, we put these in here so you can get out easily without a tool. That vent hose needs to be hooked up to something. And then there's a piece of trim. This piece of trim needs to be put back. So, just little stuff we gotta fix. Not a big deal. It's running nice and cool though. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that fan's running up there. Here's the thing, you have to close the canopy in order to open the hood. Is that? Oh, that's nice. That should be hooked up to that vent or something, or it goes somewhere.
Nope, that's this vent.
So where does it go? It must have a place to go. Maybe that's what it does. That is there a
This
vent?
vent's, oh yeah, you can turn it right there, look.
Is it? Oh, it's blowing out. Oh yeah. Oh wow. There's a lot of cold
There you
air.
go.
It's nice and cold in here, man. This is legit. So something is probably supposed to hold that hose. Here, hold Grab my big black hose for me, Jack. We need it to do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh yeah. So just zip tie that sumbitch back somewhere so it. Oh, that's the shit. Yeah.
That's all it needs. It's only got 6 gallons of gas in it.
Oh yeah, we might. Did you fill it up? No.
We filled it with whatever we had, which
I think it's running out of gas.
like 6-7 gallons.
Yeah, we only put a little bit of gas in it. We got to fill it up. Okay. Let me turn it off then. Wow. Great job, guys. All right, I'm out of here.
Yay.
I'm the Batman. Wow, we got the underglow lighting working. The interior lighting is working now. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, the fan is, something flashing in here. Some kind of flashing in there. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of, I normally hate underglow lighting, but it's kind of cool. So we technically got the flamethrower working, but the valve isn't working. Go flip that other red switch. Let me not stand there in case it decides to work. So basically the spark is working, but this valve is not releasing the flames. So this valve is bad or not working because it's not opening. But this thing, look at this rig. So that thing should be firing the flamethrower. So really, we fixed the solenoid issue.
I wonder if the fire's that red button that's broke.
Yeah, there's one button that's not working. Yeah, because there's one button that doesn't light up.
This one. It just.
No, the
stuck
one
in.
that says fire missiles is not lit.
Oh yeah, that would probably. I think he said that's the one that does it.
Like, it's not, it should be shooting fire out the back right now.
Is that it? Turn it off.
Huh?
You don't want to just leave it running.
These lights don't turn off. Wow, it's getting way cooler though. Probably that's bad yet. Oh my god. I kind of dig the underlighting a little bit. I normally hate it, but
At least it's a form of white, so nothing too ugly.
yeah. And if it was, I've got it raised up all the way. If we lower it down, let me lower it. Make it move my foot. I'm gonna put it all the way to the ground. Hard show mode. Like, yeah, dude, that's pretty slick. There's something weird going on. It's like some kind of flashing or something. But that's pretty slick. The interior lighting looks good. I like the cabin lights. That's kind of cool. Let's turn the lights back on. Interesting. We're discovering things are magically working now that we're rewiring. We did not know that stuff was going to work. You know, there was some remotes in here that are made to change colors. So let's see if that does anything. I don't know where that goes. Channel 1, channel 2. I don't know what you pointed at. Maybe the battery's dead. It doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know what this does. I think these are both dead. I don't know. I don't know what those do. It's definitely getting cooler. Temperature's good too. I think it's just that bad gas. You know, some of that bad gas that was in there. Maybe. Some of the bad gas. It's pretty awesome.
Like you said. woke like a camel. Hang on. Whoa. Think it's too far over. Hang on. With a beast like this, you always have to.
I'm gonna make it.
You're clear. Straight. You got it.
Where do I need to go?
That's good.
Right there?
Yep. What are your thoughts?
It's hot in here. I didn't have the air conditioner going. Battery's a little low. Got the underglow lighting working. So the underglow is working. The cabin lights are working. The flamethrower is sparking, but the solenoid valve is not opening up the. I don't know why it keeps doing that. We got to figure that out.
And that's that, bats.
So that's off.